Hi friends, it is Tuesday and it's Miss Latham here. We're going to do our writing lesson. If you'll recall, yesterday we used a skill called predicting, which means that you had to decide if you thought that Lily was going to get in trouble for bringing out her purse at school, or if you thought she wasn't going to get in trouble. So your writing yesterday showed your teacher what your prediction was. So today I'm going to actually get to read you the entire story. I want you to be paying attention when you're listening to the story about the character of Lily. She's the main character in the story, and our writing today is going to be talking about how her character changes over the course of the story. So be listening for everything about Lily in the story. Lily loved school. She loved pointy pencils, she loved the squeaky chalk, and she loved the way her boots went clickety-clickety-click down the long, shiny hallways. Lily loved the privacy of her very own desk. She loved the fish sticks and chocolate milk every Friday in the lunchroom, and most of all, she loved her teacher, Mr. Slinger. Mr. Slinger was as sharp as a tack. He wore artistic shirts, he wore glasses on a chain around his neck, and he wore different colored tie for each day of the week. Wow, said Lily. That was just about all she could say. Wow. Instead of greeting students or good morning pupils, Mr. Slinger winked and said howdy. He thought that desks and rows were old-fashioned and boring. Do you rodents think you can handle a semicircle? And he always provided the most tasty snacks, things that were curly and crunchy and cheesy. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Me too, said her friends, Chester and Wilson and Victor. At home, Lily pretended to be Mr. Slinger. I am the teacher, she told her baby brother Julius. Listen up. Lily even wanted her very own set of deluxe picture encyclopedias. What's with Lily? Asked her mother. I thought she wanted to be a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva, said her father. It must be because of her new teacher, Mr. Slinger, said her mother. Wow, said her father. That was just about all she could say. Whenever the students had free time, they were permitted to go to the light bulb lab in the back of the classroom. They expressed their ideas creatively through drawing and writing. Lily went often. She had lots of ideas. She drew pictures of Mr. Slinger and she wrote stories about him too. During sharing time, Lily showed her creations to the entire class. Wow, said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. When Mr. Slinger had bus duty, Lily stood in line even though she didn't ride the bus. Lily raised her hand more than anyone else in class, even if she didn't know the answer, and she volunteered to stay after school to clap erasers. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Excellent choice, said Mr. Slinger. One Monday morning, Lily came to school especially happy. She had gone shopping with her Granny over the weekend. Lily had a new pair of movie star sunglasses, complete with glittery diamonds and a chain like Mr. Slinger's. She had 3 shiny quarters, and best of all, she had a brand new purple plastic purse that played a jaunty tune when it was opened. Lily wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Listen to our story. Lily had a hard time listening. Lily really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Let's be considerate of our classmates. Lily had a hard time being considerate. Lily really wanted to show everyone. Not now, said Mr. Slinger. Wait until recess or share time is over. Or wait until share time. But Lily could not wait. The glasses were so glittery, the quarters were so shiny, and the purse played such nice music. Not to mention how excellent it was for storing school supplies. Look, Lily whispered fiercely. Look, everyone, look what I've got. Everyone looked, including Mr. Slinger. He was not amused, which means he was not happy. I'll just keep your things at my desk until the end of the day, said Mr. Slinger. They'll be safe there, and then you can take them home. Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. Her glasses were gone, her quarters were gone, her purple plastic purse was gone. Lily longed for her purse all morning. She was even too sad to eat the snack Mr. Slinger served before recess. That afternoon, Lily went to the light bulb lab. She was very sad. She thought and thought and thought, and then she became angry. She thought and thought and thought some more, and she became furious. She thought and thought and thought a bit longer, and then she drew a picture of Mr. Slinger. She does not look happy, does she? Now, was it Mr. Slinger's fault that he took her purse away? You're right. It's not. It was Lily's fault because she should have put her purse away and listened to Mr. Slinger. Mean, fat, big, fat, mean Mr. Stealing teacher. Right before the last bell rang, Lily sneaked the drawing into Mr. Slinger's bag. When all the students were buttoned and zipped and snapped and tied and ready to go home, Mr. Slinger strolled over to Lily and gave her purple plastic purse back. It's a beautiful purse, said Mr. Slinger. Your quarters are nice and jingly, and those glasses are absolutely fabulous. You may bring them back to school as long as you don't disturb the rest of the class. I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up, Lily said, as she marched out of the classroom. That wasn't very nice. Mr. Slinger wasn't being mean. On the way home, Lily opened her purse. Her glasses and quarters were inside, and so was a note from Mr. Slinger. It said, "Today was a difficult day. Tomorrow will be better. There are also a small bag of tasty snacks at the bottom of the purse." Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. She felt simply awful. Lily ran all the way home and told her mother and father everything. Instead of watching her favorite cartoons, Lily decided to sit in the uncooperative chair. That night, Lily drew a new picture of Mr. Slinger and wrote a story about him. Lily was really, really sorry, so everyone forgave her, even her parents, even her stinky baby brother, and even her especially incredible teacher. And then the sun shined its smiley face down on everyone and everything, even the bugs and worms. The end. Lily's mother wrote a note, and Lily's father baked some tasty snacks for Lily to take to school the next day. "I think Mr. Slinger will understand," said Lily's mother. "I know he will," said Lily's father. The next morning, Lily got to school early. "These are for you," Lily said to Mr. Slinger, "because I'm really, 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 really sorry." Mr. Slinger read the story, and he looked at the picture. And he read the note, and he sampled the snacks. "Wow," said Mr. Slinger. That was just about all he could say. "What do you think we should do with this?" asked Mr. Slinger. "Could we just throw it away?" asked Lily. "Excellent idea," said Mr. Slinger. During sharing time, Lily demonstrated the many uses of the unique qualities of her purple plastic purse, her shiny quarters, and her glittery movie star sunglasses. Then she did a little performance using them as props. "It's called interpretive dance," said Lily. Mr. Slinger joined in. "Wow," said the entire class. Throughout the rest of the day, Lily's purse and quarters and sunglasses were tucked safely inside her desk. She peeked at them often, but did not disturb a soul. Right before the last bell rang, Mr. Slinger served Lily's snacks to everyone's delight. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" asked Mr. Slinger. "A teacher," everyone responded. Lily's response was the loudest. "Excellent choice," said Mr. Slinger. As the pupils filed out of the classroom, Lily held her purple plastic purse close to her heart. Mr. Slinger was right. It had been a better day. Lily ran and skipped and hopped and flew all the way home. She was so happy, and she really did want to be a teacher when she grew up. That was when she didn't want to be a dancer, or a surgeon, or an ambulance driver, or diva, or pilot, or hairdresser, or scuba diver. The end. So your writing today is going to be about the character of Lily. I'm going to get my whiteboard. You're going to be writing this in your journal with a pencil. Now, I would love for you to use crayons to illustrate your drawing or draw. I'm going to do a line in the middle of your paper because you are too. At the very top of your paper, you're going to draw a picture of how Lily was when she got her purse taken away. Lily was very sad. So you're going to draw your person. Now, Miss Latham isn't taking the time to draw Lily like I should. So you're going to do a better job than me. I'm just trying to show you quickly. And then you're going to write the word sad. Good job. Great, apple. Sad. Now, for those of you that can write a sentence, you're going to write a full sentence. You're going to write, Lily was sad. Make sure that you have finger spaces. Make sure that the first letter in Lily's name is a capital because it's the beginning of our sentence. And make sure that you have spaces between your words. Lily was sad. Now, at the end of our story, Lily got to be a happy girl because she got her purse back and she got to love on Mr. Slinger and have a great time. So the character of Lily at the end of the story was happy. So you're going to draw your picture of Lily. Miss Latham isn't taking her time. And you're going to draw her happy. Then your sentence is going to be, Lily is happy. If you just can write the word happy, then I want you to do that. So I want you to try your hardest to try to write a sentence today for us and send us a picture or upload it into your Google slide. I can't wait to see it. I love that story. Tomorrow, we're going to finish up the story of Lily's purple plastic purse. I'll see you guys tomorrow.